high side. Murphy shooting, save a rebound on the view.
Hey everyone, this is Casey. You are watching the Red River Duckman All Sports Network. Steelers lose 31-28 to Chicago Bears. Fortunately, I wasn't there. Fortunately, I couldn't watch it because CBS decided to show Shedeur Sanders' first career start against the Raiders, which he won. Congrats to him. So CBS Cleveland kind of did us a favor there, but sad part is the Steelers didn't change much, and it showed. Because besides that one drive from Chicago that ended in a strip sack for a touchdown, Caleb Williams really didn't face that much pressure at all. After the back-to-back fumbles, it was touchdown, field goal, touchdown, punt, touchdown. Other than that, the Bears didn't have to do much because the Steelers couldn't do much with their drives. Because the first drive ended in a pick. Then we got a touchdown, a 95-yard touchdown drive. And then we failed to convert fourth down, not once, not twice, but 3 times. I'm not mad because I'm not just mad because this is another winnable game that the Steelers pissed away. I'm mad because this is deja vu. Because the Steelers always find ways to give their fans hope and constantly drag them down. Like, trust me, Stephen A. has been constantly nagging at the Cowboys for years and years because they can continue to get their hopes up and constantly bring them down every single time. Well, the Steelers are no different because the Steelers also have a very large fan base across America, and the Steelers always find ways to bring them down. You saw what happened last year when I streamed nearly every Steelers game. They were 10-3, and they ended up falling down to the depths of 10-7 in a wild card spot and one and done against Baltimore. It's happening every single year. We always either get the 6th seed, we always either get the 7th seed, or we just miss out on the playoffs entirely because apparently the standard is the standard. You saw it. Yes, I'm going to continue to bring up the collapses because the Steelers don't want to do anything about it. They just look at it and just call it a day. But if one more person actually brings a message out there, then it might be a good idea to actually start changing some things. Because, let's be real, Mason Rudolph didn't do that bad. 24-31, 171 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. And that pick was during the first drive. Other than that, he wasn't too bad. And the sad part is Aaron Rodgers didn't get a chance to still own the Bears. And I'm sure the Bears would have loved to see him play and actually get revenge. But obviously it didn't happen because of the wrist injury. And now, I got bad news for you, Pittsburgh. Your division lead, that's gone. Because guess what? When you were 4-1, you were celebrating. You were under palm trees. And as the Ravens were 1-5, guess what? The Ravens have won 5 in a row. And they now hold the division lead over you via divisional record. You want to know how to, and now you're also out of a playoff spot. Because now you have 3 teams at 7-4 in the wild card spots. And you're going up against one of them next week in Buffalo. You got to look and you got to win winnable games when you have them in your grasp. Because Kenneth Gainwell had himself a day. 92 yards, including a 55-yard run. That's not bad. Jalen Warren runs 68 yards. Not too bad. Heck, Mason Rudolph was also spreading the wealth to Calvin Austin. He didn't have a bad day. Four catches out of 5 targets. Gainwell was 6 and 6. 6 for 6. And of course, Darnell Washington continuing to do well. And of course, Pat Freiermuth with 3 catches, including a touchdown. We have the talent. And this is what guys like Your Name Tree have been saying for years. This team has all the talent in the world, and we do nothing with it. The last time we did something in the playoffs was the 2015 season. Actually, I should say the 2016 season. When we made it to the AFC Championship and got blown out by Brady in New England. People are not wrong when they say Jacksonville broke this team. Or is it really Brady? Because they would have been the number 1 seed had they beaten New England that year. And instead of focusing on Jacksonville, they focus on revenge on New England. Yes, I'm going to keep bringing it up because it's obviously not getting through to their thick heads up in the front office. Listen, I'm not saying Pittsburgh has the roughest out of all the franchises. But it just seems like. But a lot of people get tired of insanity. Doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over and over again. Like, look at the Browns. Yes, they've had some very, very tough seasons. But guess what? Nowadays, they make the playoffs now every 3-4 years? And their last playoff victory was against us. Because we got so cocky before the start of the game. And look where we are now. It's going to continue unless the front office gets their heads out of their asses and actually does something about it. Listen, I'm not saying Chicago was a bad team. The sad part, they're very good. There's a reason why they're on top of the NFC North. I'm more mad at the fact that we had them. This was a very good game between these 2 teams. And it's not going to change a thing. Chicago goes to 8-3. They're legit. They don't have Jaden Daniels, Hail Mary to break him this time. It's open season for Chicago. And don't be surprised if they actually do win the NFC North this year. Because they have so much talent. Caleb Williams is playing better than ever. But now you're in a very deep pit at 6-5. Yes, it's still a winning record, but you should know from Mike Tom. But somebody needs to tell Mike Tomlin, winning records don't mean anything if you don't do anything with it. Because you haven't won a playoff game in nearly 10 years. TJ Watt, who now leads the entire Watt family in sacks, he hasn't won a playoff game yet. Even J.J. Watt has a couple playoff wins under his belt. T.J. Watt can't say that. I don't want him to turn to another Dan Marino, another Joe Thomas. I don't want him to turn into these guys. Now, we got to focus on Buffalo. Watch film again. In front office, I hope you're watching carefully in this next game or two. Because the Bills, they're going to be playing pissed. Because they lost to the Texans on Thursday Night Football. They're not going to be taken lightly. Right now, focus on this game and this game alone. And then maybe, just maybe, you might be considered a playoff contender again. Because right now, it doesn't look like we're going to do anything with a playoff spot. Not even close. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to like, comment, share this with your friends, and subscribe to the Red River Duck on All Sports Network. Hope you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving week. I do promise to bring up some college football predictions and NFL predictions in the coming days. But until we meet again, I will see you all in the next one. Take care. As always, let's go Steelers.